Give me a hand in welcoming Miss Tammy Lakes and Greg Zinone from TrustBV. Woo! Absolutely.
If you've ever wondered what it looks like to see a person learn how to walk, this is it. So it's exciting for everybody, right? Thank you. Thanks for that.
All right, what's going on, guys? My name is Greg Zinone, and this is Tammy Lakes. We've been in this space for a long time. I've been in the celebrity space for about 15 years. Started off in gaming, had a few gaming charities. Is anybody a gamer out there? NFTs, gaming? Have you NFT, blockchain games, or just a little bit? Are you ready for it? We were just talking to a friend of mine. He's ready for like the AAA stuff that have the NFTs in it. You want that, or do you want like the typical blockchain crypto games?
I don't know where it's going to go. It's too new.
All of it. So that's our space on the celebrity side. So in gaming for 15 years, but in the blockchain space for about 4. I've been actually doing panels with Justin all the way, I think, about for 4 or 5 years in the blockchain space. NFTs weren't even in existence. Well, they weren't even thought of as NFTs. It was just digital assets. We actually created 2 NFTs back in 2018, one with Chief Keef. And when it comes to us, we're all about utility, right? There's a lot of NFTs that you see out there. There's absolutely no utility, which is okay if you're dealing with artwork, but we want to make sure that there's utility in our NFTs. So even back in the day, in 2018, we had Chief Keef and we had a microphone in his NFT, and we made sure that microphone was in a few different games. One was Unforgotten World, some smaller blockchain games, but we just wanted to make sure that our NFTs just had some sort of utility. I remember talking to Devin at OpenSea probably about 3.5 years ago, when they had this little Formula One car. And again, things weren't selling like they are now. I don't know how many people have been in this space for a while, but NFTs didn't sell for big dollars back in the day. But there's this little Formula One car that sold for $300,000. And I asked him, why? Why does that sell for $300,000? Well, it was on the promise that the little Formula One car was going to be in a game. Now, the problem is, that was back in 2018. Is it in a game? No. And that's the big problem with the space. We'll talk a little bit on the celebrity side, but the big problem that I see in the space, that we see in the space, that there's so many promises. Back in the day when I started with Justin, it was the promise of an ICO, right? What an ICO was, people throwing out tokens and coins left and right, but there was absolutely nothing to it, and all those promises, 99% of those promises, didn't come to fruition. So we're about making sure that anything that we do, especially when it comes to our celebrities, those promises, we're not only going to promise, but we're going to showcase even before we put out those collections. So let me send it over to Tammy for a second, and then I'll take it. And then any questions, we'd rather this be a back and forth. So any questions you have on celebrities, gaming, NFTs, anything in that regard, just let us know. But we'll start a little bit. Friend of ours, Stevie Williams, old school skater. Did anybody ever hear of Stevie Williams? Skater, he owns DGK. He's going to be up here too. Very involved in the space, which we like our celebrities to be. You know, a big thing is to get our celebrities actually involved in the community, as opposed to a lot of the celebrities that are just using their name to push out collections, whether they're successful or not. They're just utilizing their names as opposed to getting in the actual community. So send it over to Tammy. Well, I'll keep going. All right, let me keep going. So we got a few things coming up, right? One is Influencer War, which Stevie, if he comes up here, we're actually going to start with Stevie. So we've been building for about 2.5 years, which again is very different than a lot of the companies here. They see something, they see the NFT space pop up, and they start building. We've been building this game for about 2.5 years. It's a AAA fighting game. It's called Influencer War, and our thing is we have our NFT, celebrity NFT playable in-game. So we build these avatars, whether it's with Stevie or Dr. Dre or any of these celebrities, we build their avatar in-game. We're gonna launch with pushing them out 1,500 a pop. So you can be one of only 1,500 people that can actually own and play with Dr. Dre, Stevie Williams, all these other characters. But the game is just kick-ass, right? The game is unbelievable. It's a AAA fighting game, just like Street Fighter. And yeah, it's with playable assets, right? Which is a really, really big thing now. Again, we're not promising that these avatars and celebrity avatars are going to be in game. The game is already built, it's playable, it's ready to go. So once you own these NFTs, you're going to be able to play it in game. privately. Right now, it's not on Steam, it's not on Xbox, but we have those private keys. So not only do you own an NFT of your favorite celebrity, but you're also getting a private key to play the game first. Right, so that's Influencer War, which we're pretty excited about. We're actually going to launch in January. You want to? So we're going to launch in January at another conference in Miami. So you guys ever interested, we're going to launch with Stevie. Stevie's going to come up here. He's an old school skater. He owns DGK. He has a few of his buddies. You can imagine if you're an old school skater, you know everyone in the skating world. So we're going to take advantage of that skating world. We're going to build not only Stevie, but 4 legends, 3 other legends in the skating world. And we're going to launch it with skaters, and then we're going to go into the new skaters. But as you can imagine, this game, we can build anything. You know, we can build live. We have a live video board in the back where we can have gaming streams. We can do just about anything. The background, the voices, anything in this game. Again, it's being built for 2.5 years, so it's ready to go, and we're really excited about that. And we're launching that in January, which we're pretty excited about. Another big thing is we're not anxious to push, right? A lot of people want to throw anything at the wall and see it if it sticks. We want to make sure, I mean, this space, and I know you guys don't want to be in this space for another just 2-3 months, right? You guys are here to learn and be educated on what the space is because you want long-term utility, right? You want to be in this space long-term. That's us. We don't want to just throw things at the wall and make a quick buck. We can make a lot of money right now on any one of our games, but we want to make sure it's done right, which is a very rare thing in this space. So we're definitely pushing it out. We've been building it for a while. We're really excited to push it out, especially with Stevie in the skating world, and then we're going to go to the rap world. We got a lot of collections in the artists. Anybody like rap? So in the music space, remember what's the game? Def Jam. So the old school Def Jam, we're going to bring that back. Yeah, that's right. So the difference is, right, the old school Def Jam, the rappers were actually fighters, right? They actually got into fights. The new school guys, come on, they probably never threw a punch in their life. Okay, so we're going to put those together.
We're going to move on past that.
All right, she's going to cut me off here. When I get too crazy, she'll cut me off. So we're going to build those rappers into the next edition of Influencer War. So we're going to do it editions. So skating edition, rap edition, influencer edition, TikTok edition. We can build any avatar relatively quick and pop it in game.
And so we also have this membership that's up on the screen. Greg, you want to talk about what is in the membership and what that has to do with the celebrities you're talking about?
So yeah, while we build everything, again, we'll talk about a few other collections that we have coming up. But while we build everything, we're building a membership. So again, we want to build a community. We definitely believe we've been in the blockchain space for a while. Community is where it's at, right? And we definitely tell our celebrities they want to be involved in the community. So we're ready to build this community as much as we can. And how we feel building the community is making sure that the community actually takes advantage of what we're building too, and is actually involved in that building out of stuff. We have another game coming out that we actually want the community involved in that build out. Another whole collection coming out of avatars, which is a tiger avatar. We want to give that to the community, but in order to do that, we have to first build that community. So we want people that want to be involved in what we're doing, and we want them at first. So we have a membership that it's going to be an exclusive membership to only 1,000 people. We already sold a bunch of them, so we don't have too many left. But it's an exclusive membership that'll not only give you access to that private one-on-ones with our celebrities, but pre-sale and stuff, because these things are going to go relatively quick. Well, we hope they're going to go relatively quick, especially because of who we have on and the marketing that we're doing. So we're selling our membership, and that comes with, of course, private parties, celebrity parties, which we're excited about. We're trying to do some in LA, New York. We'll do some all over. Miami is one that we'll probably do in January. That'll probably be the first party. But if you want an exclusive membership for TrustBV, which is our company that houses all the games and collections that we have. So essentially, if you have a TrustBV membership, you'll get invited to pre-sales, promo codes, access to parties of all our collections. You have a question? No, you're just tired. Are we boring you? Oh, good.
So the membership actually brings to mind something really important for us. We're curious about what you want us to be creating. So as we're creating new NFT collections, as we're creating games, we're actually looking to the community to help inform what is going to be on the roadmap next in terms of the collections that would be upcoming and upcoming games.
Yeah, and the reason for that is we've learned a lot, not only in the gaming space, but in the blockchain space. You know, I was involved in a few different communities, and not only are they loyal communities, but they just want to be involved in certain projects, right? And they want to feel that involvement in certain projects. And I don't think you could do that without a really strong community. Now, everybody in the community is not going to love everything that we do, but they're going to love a few of the different projects that we're going to do. And they're going to have a part in actually saying what's next, right? Influencer War has so many things that we can push in, right? We can push in, you know, are we going to throw in Gucci shoes? Are we going to throw in Louis Vuitton shoes? What brand are we going to bring in first? What celebrity are we going to bring in next? And the community is the one that's going to dictate that. So we're really excited about that. But yeah, again, community is really big for us. Is anybody involved in certain communities on Discord, Telegram? Is it pretty big for you, right? You're on it all the time. It's a really strong, when you have a strong community, it can be anything. Like I was involved in, you know, and I hesitate to say it, the Tron community, right? But it's it's funny, but it was such a loyal community, right? It was a really, really loyal community, and it had something to it, right? So I learned about community. Gaming is the same thing, man. Gaming is just like this NFT boom. Gaming before, and I remember saying it in a conference 4 years ago in Seattle at Justin's conference, where I was, you know, it's just, the blockchain community, everyone looked the same, talked the same, everyone was the same. Now it's completely different. The gaming space was just like that. You know, I was back in since 2007, so Twitch wasn't around, nothing was around. Finally, the gaming community was a small knit community, and then they decided, okay, you know what, let's open this up. Let's let everybody in. And look where the gaming community is now, right? Blockchain space was just like that. It was the real smart, techie, you know, really smart people. Like someone like me I felt totally uncomfortable in even the panels that we did because I felt totally out of place. I wasn't as smart, I didn't use the right words, none of that. Now it's completely different, right? Now that changed because of the NFT space just brought everybody in. So we want to make sure that that kind of feel is what we're doing as a company by bringing in anybody that wants to be involved in our really, really unbelievably cool projects and just building everything that we have and having the community the ability to leverage all that we have. For instance, we have a tiger, an avatar. We're giving away tigers to, well, it's the Phantom community. We're giving them to the Phantom community in order to build. We're going to give the tigers, and they can build the content from those tigers. Right, and they can actually create NFTs from those tigers and the content that they built. So a friend of ours did it with apes, and they started with some girl that was working at Subway, and within a month she quit Subway, and now they're making a ton of money, just all built from the community, right? And that's what we're trying to do, not only with the tigers, but everything that we're doing. So that's that. You want to take it a little bit?
Let's get back to the topic of the session, celebrities in the NFT space. So what have you seen with celebrities in the NFT? Well, you go ahead and check on Stevie, and I'll do a quick. Oh, go ahead.
So yeah, when it comes to celebrities in the space, listen, I've been in the gaming space, so I see like a lot of people take advantage of celebrities, right? You guys see it all the time. It's you get a name, people want to take advantage of you, and they think that name is going to sell their, in this case, NFT collection. And I've seen a lot of failures. I mean, you see celebrities all the time. First of all, typically when celebrities are involved in NFTs, it's not their fans that are buying, right? It's fans aren't buying these NFTs. Typically, it's people in the blockchain space and the NFT space that are just buying these NFTs because they think they could be potentially valuable, or they see some sort of value for themselves. When it comes to celebrities, there's so many companies, and I can name a few that we have really good connections in and relationships in right here in this conference that, listen, I don't do everything right. I can tell you that right away, but I think they're doing it wrong because they're just taking advantage of their name and likeness, and they're not trying to get them into the community and not trying to do anything else with them, but just use their name. There's one rapper that we're working with, old school rapper, won't mention his name. He has an NFT drop coming out relatively soon, but sat down at dinner and he says, just want to let you know, somebody offered me X amount of dollars to do a collection. That's great. Who is he? I don't know. What collection is it? I don't know. But $700,000. So it's just that stuff got to stop. We're trying to change that too. Question?
Well, I know you mentioned working with like Chief Keef and in the future more rappers. I was wondering how music is going to be involved. I know games obviously need soundtracks. So would people be able to stream it live, or is it very exclusive?
Yeah, so in the gaming space, I mean, the gaming has been a their music has been a big deal when it comes to gaming, right? Everyone was using the music in the streams, and now they're no longer allowed to do it, right? So now a lot of these musicians they're able to take advantage of the blockchain and the NFT space by allowing streamers, for instance, if you're talking about the gaming space, they'll probably give away a certain amount of NFTs with that music, with the ability to use that music in their stream. But yeah, I can see that as not only music in general with albums and all that stuff. I mean, music and the NFT space is just going to start booming. But when it comes specifically to streaming, yeah, there's going to be a lot of probably specific artists that are going to be building their songs specifically for gaming that they're going to sell for streamers that are going to be able to buy those NFTs. And because just having those NFTs, they're going to be able to play that music, right? So they'll have the access to be able to play that music during their stage. And there's a lot that are doing to where you can lease it, right? If you own a new Chief Keef song and you're the one that owns it, and you can use it on your stream, but you can also lease it to Activision for an event or something like that. So there's a lot of artists. I mean, artists and music and gaming is a big deal too, right? That's become one of the biggest. We've did a few of Columbia Records' first streams with 24 Karat and a few other people. Music and gaming is one of those big things. Now that you throw NFTs in it, it just makes that even more. So that's a power of three, right? Gaming, music, NFTs, and it's just going to gradually I know people at Columbia Records, Sony, they're all just trying to get into the space, but they just don't know how. In the gaming space, they're getting their artists in Fortnite and Roblox and all that, but now we can combine NFTs, and it really comes down to finding out who's going to do the next big thing in the NFT and be able to show that access or accessibility to music, whatever that is. It's going to keep moving forward, and as this space just matures, it's what, a year and a half old. It really is. I mean, even a friend of mine owns a company that has this game, Blanco's, coming out. And when they first were ready to push out the game, they weren't pushing those things out as NFTs. They were just digital assets, right? These are digital assets. The NFT, that just word was not even a thing, right? Or not a thing that people wanted to push out. So now NFTs, it's a year and a half. So it is so immature. When we start bringing in the masses, the good thing about the space, there's a lot of crazy things that happened. But the good thing is it's educating people that would never have been educated on NFTs. So it's kind of bringing that NFT word or blockchain in general to the masses. So little by little, people be accepting it more, and there's some more fun, actual utility and things that we can do with NFTs. But music is definitely one for sure. Even with our game, the music that'll be played in the background. So if we have Chief Keef in there and he has a new song, that song could be in the background. You can buy that song. You can not only buy his avatar, but you can buy that song that goes along with the game, and you can pull it out of the game and use it for your stream. So that music is a really big thing for us too.
The exciting part is that since this is such an immature space, this is the time when things like this are actually getting figured out. So if you have an idea about music, setting up that model is what people will then start to copy, right? This is when it's happening and all of it is getting created. So if it's something that you're interested in doing, then we can also work with you. If you already have an idea about a model in how music could be used in NFTs, we're happy to work that out with you.
She kind of thinks I'm nuts, but I typically just give out my cell phone. So, and listen, anybody nowadays, especially in this space, right? You can get any information that you want. So listen, have it, and whatever you want to do with it, we're more willing to just do anything that you guys want and just hear, because obviously it's going to help us grow too, right? We don't know everything about the space. We want people coming in and say, hey, what about this? What about this? What about this? So at the end of this, I'll just give, whoever wants my phone number, just keep going back. I gave my Lyft driver, I got him he's probably here right now. He got my phone number and she looks at me like I'm nuts. But listen, I'll probably get better ideas. We'll probably get better ideas in here right now than meeting with the Sandbox and all the big wigs over there, because
Okay. So are there other...
This is when she cuts me off.
We
I start saying the wrong
right
things.
Now. Are there other questions? I saw another hand.
So we built this membership on the Phantom community, so it's 200 Phantom. So it goes around $200, and that's another thing that we're going to do. We just want to be done with this, and we want to make sure that we build a community and we build it for good right here, right now. So at the end of this, we're going to get a new promo code just to knock that down, at least maybe 30% or something. So if anybody that wants a membership, I'll give my cell phone, just contact me. I'll get a new promo code just so we can sell this thing out and build the rest of the community here. Any other questions? We have another 10 minutes.
We don't have 10 minutes, but we have just under 4 minutes. Yes?
Yeah, Phantom is a coin. Really good blockchain. It'll probably be around 108 with a promo code, maybe about 180. Does that sound? Yeah, probably. We can even. Yeah, we'll figure out the promo code, but we'll get it down because we definitely want to just make sure that we knock it out and finish that community right here and now.
Any other questions?
I thought we have 30 minutes.
What about, Greg thinks that he has another 45 minutes to talk right now. But I'm curious, does anybody have ideas of collections that they'd like to see come out with celebrities in them, or games that they think that NFTs in that kind of game would be a cool thing? Yes. Cartoons. Anything specific?
Celebrities or people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that even we know that are doing animations. 4 guys specifically. 4, they're old school rappers. I don't want to name their names to throw all that stuff. She'll nix me anyway on that. But I know 4 really, really big rappers, one that already came out with an NFT collection, and then one of the other rappers, another really big name that everyone would know, he's actually doing the music for it. So they're doing certain animations.
But cartoon of the actual celebrity.
Just a cartoon? Yeah, I think people are doing, like Snoop did his little avatar. I think some people are.
The rights from that person.
So it all depends. It all depends on the NFT, right? If they're going to give you the rights for it, the copyright, all that stuff. So.
Legally, do you need the rights?
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's going to be a big deal. A lot of people don't think that especially in the U.S. I mean, everybody that's buying NFTs, we're going to be nipped on taxes and stuff really soon. So I would just watch what you buy and what you do with the stuff, because once a lawsuit comes in and it sets the stage, there's going to be lawsuit after lawsuit, which we make sure that we totally stay away from. You coming up? Do we? We have another 10 minutes, right? Come on.
Another 20 minutes.
Another 2 hours. Now, does anyone else have any other questions in the audience?
I'm new here, and you are mentioning a lot of the space. What is that?
It is the NFTs in general. So what we're talking about is non-fungible tokens, and I know that y'all at this conference have heard a good amount about that, but it's these digital assets that are built on the blockchain. Is that what you were looking for?
So it just proves ownership, right? If we give you a digital asset of this fake flower, you guys, fake flowers. Come on. Listen.
Sorry.
But it just proves ownership of the NFT, right? So whatever digital asset, putting it on the blockchain just proves ownership of it, just so you can buy, sell of it. Like, think of tickets, right? You have a concert ticket. If there's an NFT of it, you can prove that you are the owner of the NFT. When in a lot of this space, people can replicate that. I mean, there's a lot of ways that people can forge fake tickets, really, really good ways. But since it's put on the blockchain and it's considered a non-fungible token, there's only one of it, and it's non-transferable, and it proves ownership. So there is no way to fake any other ticket if you own an NFT. But all it really is non-fungible tokens. It's a digital asset that just there's only one of one.
It's like a digital receipt where you can't change it, and so you'll forever have this thing attached to that digital receipt. That's a really easy and simple way to think about it. I have a question for you. As I was saying when I was introducing you, I think, and you kind of touched on this, but I think it's really important that the celebrity actually have something invested into the NFT project, and that they're not just a face to push it. Because if you've seen anything about NFT drops thus far, like John Cena and Grimes, the value of their NFTs have fallen. I read a report, 82% since launch, and the value in NFTs is about that secondary market. So clearly they did something wrong. So I have a question for you. How are you what are you doing with your celebrities to make sure that they are actually invested in the community of NFTs, like doing their due diligence to understand what non-fungible means, and how are you moving forward with how they speak about projects if they don't yet have that vocabulary to really talk about the technology behind it?
Listen, I don't have the right vocabulary for anything, even being in the space. So it's not really not about it's about just knowing a little bit, but also we're going to bring in the celebrities into the community. But it's okay if they don't know anything. Listen, the community would love to teach these celebrities, but as long as they want to be involved, as opposed to just, hey, use my name and just make some money off it. That's why those things dropped, right? It's just that name drop, and people in this space, they couldn't care less about name drops, right? It's a matter of how is this going to hold value, and if you're not pushing it, how is this going to go, right? So it is a matter of getting our celebrities involved in the community is a really big thing, but also learning with the community. Like our community, we want them to teach the celebrities, right? We don't want to say, hey, give them all the education on what an NFT is. We'll do it a little bit, but we say, hey, you're going to learn a little more, and you're going to have, because we're going to have a long-term strategy. We're not just going to, even with one of our rappers that we're going to, it's a 5-part collection, right? And that's just not because we want 5 potential big hits, but it's because we want to make sure that he's involved in 10 consecutive weeks, and he's just involved, and then we can move forward. So we want a community that's built to where we bring in all our celebrities into that community, and the community themselves have a chance to teach these celebrities what an NFT is and what they can potentially do with potentially a token or other collections or something, and be involved in that. Because listen, if a community thinks they're involved in something, they want a piece of it, right? And it's not all about dollars, but it's really a matter of just building a community with not only fans, but the celebrities themselves as just part of that community.
I always say that this is the line when I think of NFTs. You invest in the community that invests in you. And so investing time in education, investing time in actually wanting to get to know the product is extremely important, in my opinion, for the longevity and the success of the product as it is to come. And then remembering that it's on the blockchain, it's immutable, so it's going to be there forever. So if you just rush into something and you just throw it out there to take your quick money grab, people are going to see that, and they're going to know that's kind of the person that you are, and that's what you're willing to do to your fan base, to the people that you've onboarded onto your specific project. And I think that because it's immutable, it's going to say a lot for how these influencers, celebrities are treated in the future as we have this blockchain technology that's immutable.
We agree with that. And the other way that we're ensuring the longevity is that we're creating games that the celebrities actually want to play.
Yeah.
So this is one aspect where if you're in one of our games, you could actually be playing the celebrity whose avatar you also own, which is kind of cool.
That's really cool. Please tell us your socials, where we can find you, how we can support you, how we can be a part of what you're doing.
All right, so I guess the easiest way is just to go to our website. It's trustbv.io. You can find all the information there. I think that website has my cell phone too, so I don't have to give it. If anybody wants it, after this, we'll be walking around, very slowly walking around because of this one. So if anybody wants our information, just come up, we'll give you your information, and we'll just go from there.
Awesome. Any closing thoughts? Anything you want to leave the crowd with?
I don't think so. Any other questions? Good?
Thank you.
All right, guys, I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you.